it's been a while. I published my last video sometime around autumn, and I'm very sorry that it took me so long. I didn't intend to take a winter break, but the winter was really strange over here. It was extremely short. I was waiting for the snowfall, but it came like around New Year, so very late. And when it came instantly, and we got crazy cold temperatures, like -30 for weeks again, -20, -30, something like that in Celsius degrees. And I just didn't feel like going out camping. You might recognize this place if you have watched my videos previously or not, because it's changed. I'm not sure how much it has actually changed from when you last saw it, because last year, at the end of last year, I did do quite a lot of work actually over here, even though it might not seem like it right now, but I actually did, believe it or not. And I did film most of it, and I do intend to make this big video out of this whole project. Leave a comment if you are still here watching. That will be greatly appreciated. Oh, and I'm not sure if I have done videos with my dog prior, so here's Hugo. Say hello. Hello everybody. So here's my dog, and he's actually here with me for the first time. As a free dog now. I've had him here a few times on a leash, but I didn't bring a leash this time. So this gravel spot over here is a spot where I intend to build some sort of fireplace, or you know, like a campfire spot, whatever you want to call that, campfire ring or whatever, you know. So there's a lot of just dry wood chips and pieces of wood everywhere from my building, so I think I'll just try to make a fire out of these. I wonder if this... oh no, yeah, it doesn't work. It's been so long since I was camping like this, or well, camping, so not really sure what I brought, really. I just grabbed my kit that I always have. But it's been a while since I used it, sometime last year, so I should have like my fire starting material over here. Hugo is very interested. Well, there's practically nothing over here. I have my knife, some, yeah, not much. Okay, I do have this though. Hey, väist. I'm not really sure how I'm going to make this work. If you do this, remember that you can only take this stuff that is already basically loose. So don't rip the skin that is still, you know, important for the tree, like an old thick skin, you know, bark that then harms the tree. Don't do that. As I don't have an axe with me this time. It's kind of hard to split these, and I don't want to, you know, make the effort to batten them, you know, with my knife. So I think what I'll do is I'll just use some of these. That's a good one. That's a good one that I can burn. And I'll just use, well, that's actually, I think that's a batten that I've used previously, so let's not burn that one. I'll just make a sort of base over here. I don't know, like something like this maybe. And then let's try to find some twigs, dry ones. Hei, varo, varo. Sä nyt vähän parkkeeraat siihen. You're staying way too close to the fire, hey? I'm not sure how he, like, does he understand the fire? I'm not really sure because I haven't had him free next to an open fire like this. Istu, istu, istu. Wow, I was so busy with my leaving that I forgot like half of the stuff. I forgot my cheese, I forgot my tools, I forgot spices. Let's just splice this up, the bun, and we'll do it caveman style, which means no fancy business. Luckily, I did remember to bring with me the sauces. I have over here smoked chili mayo and some regular barbecue sauce. So maybe we'll just then put a lot of these. We'll get some moisture into the buns. Normally I would do this with red onion and good cheddar cheese, and yeah, that's pretty much it. A good hamburger doesn't need anything else. and good mayonnaise. That's the sort of the most important thing, in my opinion. Nothing too fancy, because if you start to add stuff like eggs to it and all kinds of salads and all of that stuff, it sort of loses the point. A hamburger needs to be simple. I found this piece of wood. Well, it's really a wood chip from the ground. We'll see if we can make it work. But my fire is dying. It's not the best campfire that I've done. I am deeply, greatly surprised that Hugo over there is actually behaving quite nicely. He hasn't tried to steal my hamburger beef once. So, good for him. And good for me. Wow. Look at that. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there are many reasons, outside of the weird winter as well, why I haven't been making a video. And I don't want to turn this into this is why a YouTuber hasn't done a video in a long time, because I know that that's not interesting. People always do that, but I do want to be open and honest with you, so I do want to share with you this thing, even though it's a little bit embarrassing, I guess. But I don't think we should be embarrassed by it. Hey, you're a little bit too close now. I want to eat in peace. Let me eat in peace. Sit. Last year, or the past year actually, like not just last year but the beginning of this year as well, I've been struggling financially a lot. And it has to do with the video making in many ways. One is I haven't been able to travel because making these videos always means a lot of driving, and that means gassing up the car, which means that you need to pay for the gas, and it gets expensive these days. We all know that, but that's not the main reason. A big reason is that last year, I'm not sure if I told you this, but my camera, which I'm using right now as well, the microphone input broke down, and that means that I need to yell constantly, and the audio quality is not that nice. I have nice microphones, both lavalier mics and also a nice little mic on top of the camera, but I cannot use those. Haven't been able to use those since last year, late summer, I think. I did do a few videos last year this way that I'm doing right now as well, and I just realized that it's way too hard. It's irritating, and I'm not happy with the audio quality. And that's where we get to the financial situation. I haven't been able to buy a new camera. It's too expensive to actually repair it. It could be repaired, but it's for the value of the camera, it just doesn't make sense. So I haven't repaired it, and I haven't bought a new camera, and that's why, well, that's one of the reasons why I haven't. It's just, it would have been a hassle in the winter to do videos without an external microphone, and I don't really want to do that for you guys. Even though I'm doing it right now, it kills me while I'm editing the video, and I realize that the audio quality is not up to par, what I'm used to from my videos and what you guys are used to as well. So that's enough about that. But yeah, the financial stuff, last year was a hard year for me. I was working at this Well, basically, like on this, what you call that, uh, real estate business, sorta. And I quit early. Well, spring, basically a year ago. In the springtime of 2025, I quit at that job, which I had done for a few years at that point. I just, the thing is, 2 years ago, I did so much of these trips, these treks and camping overnighters, and I just fell in love with the nature again, and sitting in that office just killed me. I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to quit for my mental health, and it was really a great decision to do, but not financially, because I had no secure, what you call that, like a like a net, like a secure net or whatever, no big nest eggs, in my bank account. So the money dried out, and I couldn't do any purchases. I couldn't do any traveling really. It was really tough to buy the groceries, everything. The economy over here is going crazy right now, and there is, for each job that is open right now in Finland, there's like, I don't know, like 100 unemployed people probably for each open job. Like pretty much, like it's crazy. So yeah, but I have good news. I did secure, I don't know, a month and a half ago, a new job. Finally. And things are sort of getting better. Well, the problem is I'm once again stuck at an office. And it's killing me once again. So, I don't know. But luckily, this job right now isn't like a forever job. It's a this year's gig. Like I'm, what you call that? Substitute. I'm like a substitute for another person. I have it for this year, but the good side of that is that my financial situation is better once again, and hopefully this year, some point, I will be able to purchase a new camera, and that will mean that once again I'm able to do more videos. But now my hamburger is probably cold and all, but let's have the first bite. Excellent. Now that I've been out of this video making on this channel for quite some time, I'm sort of totally in the dark here. Who's watching, or if anybody's watching. In other words, I've sort of lost my touch, my mojo, my genre or niche. So if you're still watching, I would be extremely grateful if you could drop in and maybe write a little comment below and share with me what kind of content you'd like to see in the future from me, because I've been trying to, I don't really care about the views themselves. I just love the idea of a little community and a stable viewership, which I know is very hard in today's YouTube with the algorithm and all, but and the way that I do have to do videos at this moment, which means that there's going to be a long gap between each video. So I know all of these things work against me and this channel, but anyway, if some of you are still left over there somewhere, please let me know, and I will take your opinions and everything that you can sort of, maybe if you can help me in some way, let me know what kind of stuff you want to see and so on. So I will take that advice and try to use it if I can. But a sort of, a major thing that I do want to concentrate in the future is this campsite. Because I think the story of all of this is quite exciting. And what I am building over here is exciting, even though it's nothing too fancy. It's not glamour, it's not anything like that. But I have been working a lot for this little project over here now for almost 2 years. I started this project at the end of 2024, autumn time, I guess. And I have been picturing in my brain that this year will be the year that I finish the shed behind me and also finish the deck that you maybe saw a little bit of behind me. So that deck is going to be huge, and it's going to be used as a tent platform, because there's no way to really comfortably set up a tent of any kind at this spot, because the ground is just crazy. It's rocky, it's swampy, it's everything, it's mud, it's everything. There's these tree stumps and everything. So the tent platform is going to fix all of that. And in the near, I don't know, maybe few years, I'm thinking about getting this is a little spoiler, but and not a promise, but my fantasy is to get a hot tent, like maybe a teepee style, or if you know the Finnish brand Savotta, they build the tents that are used with the army, Finnish Defense Forces. I love those tents. Maybe a tent like that, with a stove, and then build this as this permanent camp, where the tent would be year around, and I could make things more comfortable. I could invite guests over here. There would be these trees for hammocks, places for hammocks, and firewood ready, cooking gear, a good fire pit with a sort of outdoor stove, not like a stove, but like made of rocks, this thing, and all kinds of like useful, practical pieces of equipment and settings, setups that I could use instantly. And I imagine this place as this lush place, even though it's not, like a green, more natural place. And because of that fantasy, I've been planting a lot of oak trees actually around this place. Last autumn I planted 1,000 acorns on the surroundings, and maybe even I could put like an apple tree somewhere over there, something like that. And it would be so great to pick up an apple, and when I'm not here, all the animals could then eat those apples, and all of that kind of stuff. It's kind of funny and silly, but I've been sort of thinking about that sort of stuff. But the one sad thing about this campsite is that during the summertime there's no no using it, for two reasons. First is the hot summers that we have these days means that you cannot start a fire. But the main reason, because you can always use a stove, a little gas stove or something, but a burner, but the main reason is the bugs. There's so much mosquitoes and horseflies and you name it. So for the bugs, the summer season is off over here. But from late summer, early autumn until basically like May, early June, perfect. This will be a perfect place for camping, especially winter. Especially winter with a hot tent and a good stove. It would be amazing. You can see the northern lights over there, and wow, it's so beautiful. There's the lake nearby. It doesn't get any better than that. But it's still a lot of work, because this is a place where you cannot come with a car or any kind of vehicle, really. So not an ATV or whatever you call those. You cannot do that. No snowmobiles, nothing. So all the building and all the material and all of that stuff, all the gravel, all the rocks, all the concrete, wood, each plank, everything has to be carried here for several hundred meters. It's gonna take a while, but I do want to share this journey with you and the story of this place, this forest and this campsite and all of that. It will be amazing if you just dig it and want to stick around. That would be awesome. Haha.